So, like staying composed in uncomfortable situations is going to be a big thing for the Saints.
Shout out to Derek Carr, man.
Yeah, he had a great game.
Hey, go right now.
All right, no cap, no filter coming in. No cap, man. I was
Hey.
waiting. I had to get you on here. I know, Dolph, you got to roll out in a second.
Yeah, I got the room. But Cap, what up, baby? Cap.
Yeah, baby, I told y'all, man. I told y'all. We ain't gonna win the Super Bowl, baby. I told you, y'all counted Derek Carr out with the eyeliner. Y'all counted Dennis Allen out. Next head coach to be the next Bill Belichick, baby.
Man, I'm going now.
Hold on, that's not no cap. That's not no cap. That's not no cap.
What's up, man? I gotta get out here, man. But look, bro, I'm gonna check you out, bro. Listen, man. Cap, man, thank you for being here as always, fam, bro. But listen, Hoodie, again, thank you, my brother. Zach, thank you. Thank you, Ian. Thank everybody, man. Listen, come on in, Sports Network, baby.
You can't leave
building,
yet,
baby.
You can't leave yet,
man. The
you can't leave. You got no cap.
I got to go.
You got no cap that is not there. You can't leave yet.
I'm about to get my ass whooped. I'm about to get off here. Y'all about to get my ass whooped.
We'll talk later, Dolph. We'll talk
later. All right, fam, later.
All right, brother. No cap, brother. I mean, look, is this even remotely what you expected? I know it ain't.
I think just like the first game, nobody expected this type of win. I expected to win the first game. This game right here, I'm not gonna lie. Like when they had Bland and they had Ferguson out, I said, man, I think the Cowboys could still pull it off, but I won't be surprised if the Saints win because I just felt like the Saints, they could win without Marshawn Lattimore. Like the Cowboys didn't have that many playmakers, to just, be efficient against the Saints secondary and all the playmakers they have at every different level. So I said, man, I think the Cowboys might still pull out a little win, but, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Saints win this game. But like I say, nobody had them winning in dominant fashion like this.
No, nobody did, man, except for maybe Hoodie.
Now, I think Hoodie had said a short he said a close game too as well.
Yeah, I said 28-24, but I didn't see no 40-something points coming out of here and shit. Could have been even more, but we kind of screwed ourselves out and made us kick ourselves a field goal because of a penalty. But other than that, barely no penalties. Everything was good. Offense was moving the ball. Michael Parsons only put 2 pressure all game long, only 2 tackles. And I said, if you can just take him out the game, you got this. You got a really good chance of beating him.
So I've been asking everybody this, Cap, I'm sorry, I'm like getting distracted. I'm watching the game. But I've been asking everybody this. What is either a player or a moment on the defense and offensive side of the ball that like was the difference maker that caught you off guard? Like, what was it for you? Who was the main players?
Nothing really caught me off guard, to be honest. I feel like, the offensive line performed better than what I thought they was, like the scheme that they have to, slow down Parsons, blocking for Derek Carr, all of that. I think that kind of like was the only thing that surprised me. But the defense didn't surprise me at all. I really felt like the Cowboys was just lacking when it comes to playmakers. Like I really felt like Ferg made that much of a difference because I just think Cooks is not like that anymore. Like that one tackle that Alante made in open field when Cooks probably could have went for the touchdown or the first down. I think the old Cooks probably would have got that first down, but now that he's older, I don't think he's that same guy anymore. So you can't just think you're going to beat the Saints defense and your only playmaker is just going to be CeeDee Lamb. Like that's just not happening unless Dak just, went full throttle MVP mode. And, I just think that they should have had like a better game plan. But other than that, I think the offensive line, they did their job, but nothing else really surprised me like that. The game plan that Clint Kubiak had came up with, he made Derek Carr look very efficient in. And, all they could do is be happy about this win and try to build off that. I kept saying since the beginning of the season, I said, man, the Panthers, I think they're going to win this game. I give them credit for winning in dominant fashion, but try to go beat the good teams. Yes, the Cowboys didn't have Bland. They didn't have Ferg. I think that really changed the game. But at the end of the day, you got to give the Saints credit because that's still a good team. Good teams kind of overcome things that, that's against that when they're back against the wall. So they went in Dallas' house. They beat them. And, you got to give them credit. They're heading in the right direction. But I always said I need to see consistency. Now, if they go and beat the Eagles, okay, now not only are you headed in the right direction, and I give you credit, but now I say, okay, you showed me success with a pattern of beating good teams, like the good teams in the NFC. You showed a pattern of this consistency. Once you show me that, then I'll be more of a believer. But until they beat Philly, it's like, okay, if you beat this good team and then you lose to Philly, it's like we right back at the start of the drawing board. But if you beat Philly, then it's a whole different ball game. Now I will become a more believer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see that too. I feel like a lot of things changed with this game. That like the fact that like we went in and beat Panthers the way we did, it was just like, you know, we supposed to, right? Like as a good team with a good coach team, we're supposed to win like that. Sorry, my girl looking at me crazy. But you know, going in and beating Dallas like this while being down Marshawn Lattimore, I think that just shows the amount of depth that we have on this defensive side of the ball, that we're going to be a problem with anyone. I still would have liked a little bit more QB pressure in certain moments. I mean, we got the job done, but we know Dak, once he gets rattled that one time, ever since he got that one sack, he was rattled and he was gone. Not every quarterback is going to be like that. And I also want to see what a close game looks like. That's probably like the last thing that sells me, is what a close game looks like. You know, when it comes down to the late third, fourth quarter, and it's within a score game, and how do we perform and how do we act under pressure? Because it's real easy to go out there all smooth and loose and moving the ball around whenever we're already up by 2.5 touchdowns. It's easy to look at it like that. How are we going to act whenever the game is going to be close? Because not every game is going to be like this or like with the Panthers. That's my last test. And even if we lose to the Eagles, as long as it's not a blowout, I'm still feeling the exact same way, where this team is a competitive team. We go out there and we bust Philly's ass somehow or another. Then I'm sitting here looking like I'm about to be Hoodie Jube, and I'm about to start looking at Super Bowl tickets, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, y'all call me stupid, but like that. These are two teams coming up the next 2 weeks that are, in my opinion, I think Cowboys are not as good as Philly. I think Philly is a top team in the NFL this year. I think they're a top team in the NFC. If we go out there and beat Philly, that's gonna change the whole dynamic of the NFL.
Yeah, I already feel like when it comes to Philly, when I watched that Green Bay game, they were getting gashed. I'm talking about gashed on the run game. Like, and it's crazy because the Packers, I felt like they underutilized Jacobs, you know. So
Yep.
When it comes to the run game, I feel like, shoot, if we could gash them like the Packers gashed them and put our foot on them even more, shoot, they probably could come out with a win. But the difference when it comes to the Eagles and the Packers, I mean the Eagles and the Cowboys, Jalen Hurts is not no Dak when it comes to mobile. Not only do they have A.J. Brown and they have a Devontae
He'll
Smith.
probably be out next week.
Well, I think they're saving him for the Saints game. But if he doesn't play, you know, they still have Jahan Dotson. They still have Devontae Smith. They still have Dallas Gautier. They still have Saquon Barkley. You know, Saquon Barkley is way better than Ezekiel Elliott. You know, Jahan Dotson, he's not just that good, but he's a better depth piece for you. Like
I think Dotson's a solid wide receiver. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's solid, but he's better. He's better than.
Holy shit! Do y'all see the score right now between the Rams and Arizona? Holy crap!
They're getting whooped right now. I can't believe that.
Who's getting whooped?
Cardinals are winning 24-3 right now.
Oh. Well, yeah, I think the Eagles possess a different ball game. But when Marshawn Lattimore, when they said he wasn't playing, I really felt like you needed Fuaga more than Marshawn Lattimore. I said this before the game. Like, when Marshawn Lattimore went down, we said all season we had the best secondary in the league. We said this all season. We said our deepest unit is the secondary unit. So if you lose a Marshawn Lattimore and you go up against a team whose only playmaker is CeeDee Lamb and agent Brandon Cooks is their second option, I say sure.
Hey, I got a question for y'all too, real quick too. Yeah. I wanted to ask y'all this: can we give some small credit? Not giving all the credit yet because there's only 2 games, but can we give some small credit to Coach DA today for finally saying something smart? saying that even though Lattimore didn't practice all week, even though they had him as a game time decision, even though Lattimore wanted the goddamn play today, he literally said, I just want him to sit out today because it's just like a 1 week little thing. You know, I don't want him to play and make it worse than just a 1 week absence. So shout out to him for finally disciplining somebody and saying, hey, bro, I understand you want to play, but at the end of the day, you hurt, freaking rest out. And that was the one thing I finally gave him credit for. Like, about time you freaking sit somebody while they hurt instead of just letting them play.
Well, Marshawn Lattimore apparently was hurt. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore apparently was pissed at him for that. But at the same time, like I said, you got the deepest secondary in the league right now, and on top of that, you're going against a team who's they playmakers. You know, after CD Lamb, it kind of goes downhill from there. Like Brandon Cooks ain't that same guy just to pick up that slack like that, in my opinion. Like they really need Ferg to open up a Brandon Cooks, but I really feel like, you know, maybe he's learning his lesson. He played Jameis Winston hurt. He played a Derek Carr hurt when he had capable backups that were fully healthy. You know, so maybe he's learning his lesson on, you know, just rest guys if you got capable backups.
Wow.
You know, it's not smart to just play a guy who's hurt when you have the backups that's capable, fully healthy to go up in there and do the job.
Oh, absolutely. Yo, shout out Lou Too Smooth in the building. I think he's over at through
He was
X.
on No Cap. He was on
No
Cap.
He's through No Cap. Okay.
Yeah. That's the one that showed optimistic way more than me. Remember?
Oh, that's Lou. Oh, Lou, what's good, Lou? So here you go again, gassing up the next team again. Lou said he already knew this game was going to be like this. Hey, Lou, appreciate you dropping by, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button over here at the Keep It Real Who That Sports Podcast and the Come On In Sports Network. No, it's not. I wouldn't even say it's gassing up the next team. It's like you just gotta be ready, right? Like we all know, you gotta have expectations. This ain't no walk in the park team. Let's go and have expectations and see how we're gonna play.
Lou just want everybody to say, "Oh yeah, no matter who the other team got, the Saints is going to be, you know, 40 to whatever." You know, you got to talk about the matchups and who the next team got. Like that's what football about. You know,
we see that.
Oh yeah.
Blessings, my podcast family. Yeah, yes sir. JT, my brother, how you doing, man? DA finally putting his foot down. Brute, I agree with you. I mean, that's exactly what Hoodie was referring to. It's like it showed, you know, in a sense of like I don't like the word authority, but it just showed that it's like, look, I'm the leader. I'm doing what I think is best right now. We need you in the long stretch. We need you. I know you didn't like what CD Lamb had to say about you, and we know you wanted to play today. But when push comes to shove, we need you come week 15. We need you come playoffs. We need you here, and that's what it boils down to. So like, I'm glad DA actually did that, and I love the coaching committee that the Saints teams are doing. I said it earlier. Hold on one second. You sure, guy?
Yeah, the delivery dude was the wrong part, and he just fell asleep.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's my I forgot what I was going to say. Well, the one thing I wanted to say outside of those comments was just the team unity is different this year, right? Like last year, I think we can all say that nobody was on the same page. I don't think there was a single player that was connected with another player on the whole entire team. Dolph talked a little bit earlier about Trevor Penning and how he had a really good game, but whenever he had let a block get through or rush get through, he had help that allowed Derek Carr to step up and do what he had to do. Whenever plays were designed, again, like we saw in the first week where Chris Olave was set as the blocker, Chris Olave was like the best blocking wide receiver. Like he accepted his role and worked as a team. And that has a lot to do with what type of locker room culture that we're developing again. Like we actually may have a culture in New Orleans again, which is insane. It's been far too long. It's been what, 4 years?
Yeah, 3 years, 4 years.
So what's going on with Taysom Hill? I heard he went to the hospital with some type of chest pains.
Something with like a chest injury. They said this was safety caution.
Okay.
So we'll see how everything goes. I mean, hopefully it's not nothing too serious to where he can just pad it up, you know, because you got shoulder pads over your chest anyway, you know.
Talk your shit, Lou. He said we talked about matchups all week and we still blew them out. Clearly that don't matter. There we go. It's just a matter of showing up. Hey, look, I'm down for that. And the way this offense scheme works, bro, I don't think it matters either. Until someone can figure out how to defend us, I don't think it matters. If the defense does their job, And there was not but like one or two plays that was repeated throughout the whole game, and one of those two plays was the back to back knees in victory formation. Outside of that, every play was different. There was a
I'm
different
just talking
scheme.
about
There
as
was a
far as
different
content
lineup.
creation. As far as content
Yeah.
creation and just going into a game, you got to talk about the matchups. How can we
Yeah, you
exploit
have
them?
to.
How can they exploit us? We got to talk
Yeah.
about it.
Next week's gonna be
Now,
our
now,
biggest test. Even though Dallas is good, I think the Eagles gonna be our biggest matchup because number one, you got a scrambling quarterback in Hurts, and you got a good running back in Saquon Barkley. You got to stop both of those running
And
attacks. If you can
and
stop that
I
run, then you might have a shot.
I don't think our run defense was extremely well tonight either. I think it got better as the game went on, but I think that's because Donald's not good and Elliott's too old. Because they were getting 4 or 5 yard rushes throughout the whole entire first half. You ain't gonna be able to allow that to happen with Saquon Barkley. That's gonna be the biggest task is slowing him down, and then how do you contain Jalen Hurts? The one thing I want to piggyback off of with the defensive line is I think it was Ian that pointed it out with Breesy and the pressure that he was getting. As soon as Granderson got that sack, they went straight up to Granderson and started giving him high pressure, especially with him and Chase Young standing right beside each other. Breesy turned on the gas. That's when we started seeing him bust out his spin move, working his way into the interior and putting pressure down the middle. It's well coached football, man. Like it's we have finally a good coach football team again.
I wonder if this new offensive coordinator for the Eagles is going to kind of do a lot of the same type of things that had success for the Eagles those first two times when Hurts played this Dennis Allen defense. That's what I'm wondering.
And possibly so. But we also saw a little bit a different scheme, at least in this game, and it's still a different play style. But I think even Tom Brady talked about it. We saw Demario Davis go out on coverage more often. Then we saw immediately after he goes off on coverage to go straight into a blitz. Immediately after he goes and gets a pass deflect that probably should have been PI. That was early in the first quarter. Then he goes get pressure on Dak Prescott and forces him to throw a bad ball. And I think I saw what he said. He had a rollout. But I don't know, man. I have definitely more expectations going into next week's game now. Like it feels good to be a Saints fan right now. Even better than last week. Last week felt like a high that we just haven't experienced in quite some time. And it was like, damn, it felt good to just run a team out the water. And then today it felt like this was the real deal. It's like Cowboys were coming at us. We allowed them to score, even if it was just field goals in their opening drives. Then we forced interceptions. We forced fumbles, even though we didn't recover one of them. There's not much more I could ask for.
Yeah, man. I think this is a real confidence boost. Like, for a lot of the fan base who was just, on the fence, you're probably a little bit more confident. For a lot of those players in the locker room, you beat this team in their house, you're probably a little bit more confident. So, we're going to have to see how this confidence carry out through this first half of the season, man. The first half of the season was the meat and potatoes that everybody was worried about. The back end is kind of a little soft. So we're going to have to see how this confidence carry out like the rest of these next 5 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, we got Eagles next, then Falcons, and then we got Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football is going to be the hardest one, and it will be obviously publicized around the world. Everybody's going to be tuned in and watching because I think the hype is going to continue to grow.
You think so?
Yeah, man. I think everybody's sitting here are they the real deal? Because everybody still knows Dallas has these fluke games. They all know what Dak Prescott is. They're gonna look at the line. They're gonna see that Dak threw 2 interceptions and how bad he looks whenever that happens. We go up against the Eagles. We should beat the Falcons. If we can play a competitive game and possibly beat Kansas City Chiefs, especially in Kansas.
Oh, Kansas City is the Monday night game?
That's a Monday night game.
Oh, I thought that was the Broncos. I thought that was the Broncos game.
No,
that's
Broncos is Thursday, week 8 or 9 or something like that. So
okay.
that Monday night game is going to be the first opener where everybody in the world that's an NFL fan is going to take a look and be like, who is this Saints team and what can they do against the reigning Super Bowl champions, as well as Kansas City Chiefs team that's also gotten better through the offseason. So it's going to be we still got a tough road ahead, but I'll tell you what, the confidence is building. And I said this about the Eagles the year that they went to Super Bowl. After, the poor performance, Jalen Hurts was getting kind of booed out the stadium. People were saying that he shouldn't be the quarterback, came out and started winning. They started looking good. Winning is addictive. When you start winning, everybody wants to ride behind you and the game becomes easier. How are we going to face against tough opponents or not? I'm sorry. We face tough opponents. How are we going to face during controversial moments, late games and stuff like that? How is our composure going to look? We're going to need that throughout the season.
Yeah, man. And then, everybody talk about moral victories. I think it just depends on the context. Like if you go up in Kansas City and you lose by a touchdown, you could take that moral victory. You could take that to the bank.
Facts.
If you go toe to toe with a team that's in dynasty mode right now, like that says a lot, especially out there in Arrowhead Monday night, everybody watching. Shoot, you take that to the bank any day of the week.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But I'm going to get that far ahead.
I don't either. I'm worried about the Eagles next week. We get to watch how they look against the Falcons, and actually a good thing is we get to watch them against the Falcons on Monday night. Then and then we deal with them next week, so we see how they look against the division opponent, someone that we've studied and that we understand a little bit more. And we're gonna have some fun football next weekend. It's gonna be a great time. I do want to say, because we'll go ahead and get on out of here. My girl keep coming in here looking at me crazy, so you need to come help me cook some dinner. But let me go through some of these comments that we talked about. I read that. We're not blowing out every opponent, but as long as we win it, I'm still good. Exactly. We're definitely not blowing out the Chiefs. I don't think so either, but only time will tell. We definitely were blowing out the Cowboys, and it happened. So we'll see. The game was out of reach. Dallas couldn't run. They was one-dimensional. Yet we forced them to be. We dictated the style of play. That was a huge part of it. And then Pammy had this say to you, No Cap said, no cap, even you can't deny it. These ain't last year's Saints.
Yeah, Pam, we're gonna go ahead on and end it out with that comment right there. Zach got to get up out of here. But yeah, Pam, this ain't last year's Saints, but it's still an early season. It's still early in the season. Still got a lot to do with me.
How's that old Saints song go? This ain't your daddy's Saints. This ain't last year's Saints, baby. Let's go. Look, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, whatever social media you're on. Make sure you go and hit that follow, whatever it is, whatever it may be. Check out the Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports podcast as well as the Come On In Sports Network. We appreciate you all for being here and joining in for a great game. Dolph is out having some fun. He's going on vacation. We're telling him to take some pictures because he's going to be in Dallas airport with the jersey on tomorrow. But look at it, all the sad faces of Dallas fans as they're about to have a miserable week. No Cap, appreciate you joining for the last little recap. And I'm sure I'll catch you again on Hoodie's show or on your show later on this week, man. So appreciate you. Pammy, love you as well. And we will catch y'all the next time, guys. Who dat?
All right, take care, Zach.
You too. All right, let me figure out. I got to figure out what Dolph's outro thing is. We're going to go ahead and we're going to rock with this one, guys. So after this, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Hit that like button. Appreciate y'all. Love you guys for real. See y'all tomorrow on Real Fan Sports. If anyone wants to come check us out, me and I will be doing a live stream for Monday's game, Falcons versus Eagles. Hope to see y'all there. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Catch y'all on the next one. Cheers.
The Come On In Sports Network.